kids their ABCs. Oh, don't take this the wrong way, but what the bloody hell is wrong with you? It was a fair question, even if it wasn't presented in a particularly pleasant manner. Malcolm Jennings wasn't just my publisher at Mullins Parker. He was also one of my parents' oldest and best friends, and my godfather. Mal was the one who bought me the full set of Beatrix Potter books the day I was born, and every time he came to visit, I demanded he read my bedtime story, because he always did all the voices. When I was a teenager, it was Mal who slipped me all the cool, edgy books my parents said I couldn't read until I was older, and when I graduated from Durham with a first in English, it was Mal who offered to help me find an internship in publishing. It wasn't until I sent him the first draft of Butterflies that he'd even come close to forgiving me for turning him down to go into teaching instead. Mal, I pushed my plateful of food away, inspiring a bow-tie-wearing waiter to immediately spring to life and clear it off the table. You know I appreciate everything you've done for me. He harumphed into his beer, but underneath his annoyance, I could see the avuncular affection I'd known and loved my whole life. Aren't you the one who always says no author should jack in work on their first book, no matter how successful they are? Yes, but that's because I had no idea you were going to outsell the Bible, he squawked, loud enough to attract glances from all around the restaurant. When the Beatles said they were bigger than Jesus, everyone went bananas, but you, Sophie Taylor, could say it, and right now, according to sales figures, it would be true. That doesn't mean I want to rush the sequel and let the readers down, I countered, hunching over the table and lowering my voice. Malcolm loved drama and attention. I did not. Or that I even want to give up my job. I've been offered head of year next term. Maybe I like being a teacher. He coughed, choking on his beer. There are people who actually like teaching. Wild, I know, but yes, there are, and I'm not ready to explain to the head teacher how I spend my evenings and weekends writing very spicy romance, let alone the parents. I tapped the limited edition, pink sprayed edge, foil board hardback Spice Rack subscription box exclusive edition of Butterflies that sat in the middle of the table, and shuddered. Would you be happy with the author of this educating your 6-year-old? I'd be happy with Charles Manson educating my 6-year-old, if I thought it'd come out of it in one piece, he replied. Manson, that is. Xavier is a handful, I admitted, keeping the thought that marrying a woman 30 years younger than you and having a baby at the age of 59 was asking for trouble very much to myself. I liked Rosa a lot. I liked staying on Mal's good side even more. But I don't think the majority of parents would share your opinion. He wiped a hand over his face and let out a resigned sigh before he could even say what we both knew he was going to say next. I suppose that answers the next question I wanted to ask you. Mal, I know what you're going to say, I replied. The answer is still no. I've got everyone from Good Morning America to Oprah bleeding Winfrey wanting to talk to Esther Cox about her book. He slapped the table so hard, it made the poppadoms jump. Why are you so determined to stay anonymous? I would rather set myself on fire than let people know I wrote it, I answered immediately, pushing away my book with the tip of one finger, afraid even to be seen with it in public. You told me it would be okay. Again, something I agreed to before I knew we were working with one of the biggest selling books I've seen in my career, he said with a groan. You know I only want the best for you, but honestly, it breaks my heart to think you aren't out there enjoying all your success. Why are we hiding away in a Brick Lane curry house so we won't bump into anyone from the industry when we should be showing off and showering you with champagne at the Ivy? And I do mean the proper one in Covent Garden, not one of those shitty chain offshoots. As lovely as that sounds, I said, even though it did not sound that nice. I'm very happy with the way things are. I don't want anyone to know I'm Esther Cox. He sat back, arms folded, and lowered his chin, inspecting me over the rim of his glasses. This is about your parents again, isn't it? No, I replied too quickly. It wasn't only about my parents. I understand why you wanted to keep